Good morning, everybody. This is the next video on the Western Front, this time the Great War Stone. Commercial interlude here. You can support me, you can buy me a coffee at this link, and also some of the material is also on Patreon. So, the Great War Stone, or Stone of Remembrance, is an important feature in the Commonwealth War Graves Commission cemeteries on the Western Front. Unlike the cemetery cross, which announces the presence of a Commonwealth War Graves Commission cemetery from afar, the War Stone is not always readily visible. Here at Tournai, it's not easy to see. Once inside the cemetery, it is an important feature. Origins of the War Stone. Fabien Ware arrived in France on 19th September 1914 to work with the British Red Cross to look for wounded behind the front lines. By May 1917, Ware had formed the Imperial War Graves Commission and could start to work upon organising the permanent British cemeteries. Hitherto, the cemeteries consisted of simple rows of wooden crosses and maybe a barbed wire perimeter fence. Ware was already in contact with specialists to advise upon the cemeteries. The Commission's new freedom from the Office of Works would allow independent advisors, such as Charles Aitken from the Tate Gallery, being amongst the first. Others were interested in forwarding ideas, such as the writer J.M. Barrie of Peter Pan fame and the architect Edwin Lutyens. After exchanges with Barrie on 27th of May 1917, Lutyens wrote to Ware suggesting a war stone for each cemetery, with ideas for names such as Commemoration Stone, the Stone of Reverence, the Stone of Britain, the Stone of Peace, the Memorial Stone, the Memory Stone, and many more. And he suggested, on platforms of not less than 3 steps, the upper and lower steps of a width twice that of the centre step, to give due dignity. Place one of great stone of fine proportion 12 feet long, with undue ornament, and inscribe thereon one thought in clear letters, so that all men for all time may read and know the reason why these stones are so placed throughout France, and facing the west and facing the men who lie looking over eastward towards the enemy. On 26th of June 1917, Charles Aitken and the Tate Gallery recommended to Ware adding Baker and Lutyens to the Imperial War Graves Commission advisors. On the 27th of June 1917, Ware replied to Aitken's proposals by suggesting the architects Herbert Baker, Edwin Lutyens, along with Andrew Hill from Kew Gardens, be sent out to France in July 1917 to report on future treatment of the cemeteries, and thus they went forth. Ideas were coming thick and fast from several sources. There was need for guidance. In November 1917, Sir Frederick Kenyon from the British Museum was asked to report on cemeteries and memorials, which was produced on the 28th of January 1918. Kenyon was enthusiastic about the Lutyens war stone, which he suggested be placed at the eastern side of each cemetery. He also thought that each cemetery also needed a stone cross as a symbol of Christian faith and self-sacrifice for the men who would lie under its shadow. So the war stone, this idea from Lutyens of 1917, remained unchanged. 12 feet long by 2 foot 6 inches wide, 4 foot 6 inches high, 9 tons in weight, placed on stone steps. The war stone and steps have entasis designed into them, as well as the cross of sacrifice. What is entasis? Entasis is a way of correcting the optical illusion seen in long horizontal and vertical lines. So at the top we've got a regular block consisting of straight lines. Giving a subtle curve to the line, will give the impression that the line is straighter. Here is a block with exaggerated lines just to illustrate the principle. So these are actual dimensional compensations to the lines on the warstone. So at the top we've got an added 5.4 millimeters. At the bottom on the step 12.2 millimeters. Even on the sides there are subtle half millimeter, 0.4 millimeter, 0.8 millimeters and 0.2 of a millimeter adjustments. So here is the warstone with the curved lines. Even if the curve can be seen, the sensation is of a strong, solid, stable block. Here in the end view of the warstone, all the lines seen are all curved, including the steps. So here we can see the comparison of the sizes of the base of the warstone and the base of the various crosses. Here we can see the entices visible on the cemetery cross. Here's the front view of the warstone at London Cemetery Extension, High Wood. Behind, curved lines are easier to see from this angle. The stone at Delville Wood. Louvreval Memorial. Here again you can quite clearly see the gentle curve in the stone. The final choice of text for the warstone was chosen by Sir Rudyard Kipling and taken from the Book of Ecclesiasticus 44.14 of the King James Bible. Here we have one at Faubourg Damiens Memorial in Arras. The warstone required a lot of space, unlike the cemetery cross which came in 4 sizes, to adapt to cemetery dimensions. So out of a random sample of 350 Commonwealth War Graves Commission cemeteries, I calculated about 62% do not have a warstone. Here at Poucheville, the warstone is hidden behind the cross. But here at the Sucrerie, Grand Corps des Abricots, there's no place for the stone. So, with the end already. Many thanks to the Commonwealth War Graves Commission for allowing the use of archive material for this educational presentation. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.